To fight for the right without question or pause. To be willing to march into hell for that heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will be peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this than one man scorned and covered in scars still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable, the unreachable, the unreachable star. Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you guys so much for joining me here, and welcome to my table. If you're new here, hello, my name is Zachary. It's nice to meet you. And if you're returning, good to see you guys again. Pull up a chair, my friends. I did save you a seat. So, everybody, I have a message here from the goddess Inanna. So this is well, quite apropos with the timing of what is going on astrologically speaking, as Venus is moving into the underworld before she comes back as the morning star. Well, the story of Inanna, right? The story of Ishtar, the story of Jesus. So this seems to be very important right now, I think, like I said, because of the timing, but also just what's going on here. There are portions of the world obviously moving into springtime. More collectively speaking, though, this feels like spring. You know, we're all moving into spring, okay? A collective spring, a little bit of a spring into our step, right? So whoever this message is for, this feels like a little bit of everybody is involved in this message because we're all a part of the story. There is, I chose that song there at the beginning, The Impossible Dream by Josh Groban. He's been coming through a lot recently. There's that component where he's talking about going into hell, moving into hell for that heavenly cause, which is exactly what Inanna did. That's the story of Inanna moving through to visit her sister in the underworld, breaking through the 7 gates, which represent the 7 chakras, having to sacrifice components of herself that gave her power. And at the end of all of it was, well, her life was ended. And after 3 days, the god Enki was called upon to bring the 60 drops of water, which symbolize about the amount of time it takes for Venus to go retrograde. We're in that cycle right now. It's a 584-day cycle, so it's a little bit rare. We're right in the middle of all of that happening. So there's this process where, just like Inanna, we're going into the underworld here. We're no longer present in the sky. The morning star, forget about it. It's not there yet. We're descending into the madness. We're descending into the shadow, into the components of ourselves that need to be seen. And this is a choice. This is done willfully. Even with the understanding that there will be a death. There will be a death, but there will be a rebirth, okay? So she comes back. On the 22nd here, we have a Kazemi. The Venus hits the sun, and on the 26th, will officially rise as the morning star here in the western sky. So she will come back, right? Jesus will come back. This is the same story. This feels very important right now. I know that there's a lot of shit that's going on that's terrifying, scary, confusing, maddening, right? This is all on purpose. This is all intentional. This is what it looks like to descend into hell for that heavenly cause, okay? Let's do it. Let's get further into this. So channel messages real quick, and then I actually didn't pull any cards here. We're gonna do this together. All right, my friends. Quick announcements. If you're looking for personal readings, memberships, or mentorship program, all that information is going to be in the description of the video here, as well as a pinned comment, donations, all that stuff, you guys. Super thanks works there too. I appreciate those that do support the channel in that way. So let's get into it. Okay. Anana, like I said, is what came through here. One of the parts that really stood out there was the descent is the point. The descent is the point. Um, Here, we like to really place a lot of importance on that process of renewal, right? Rebirth, um, coming back from the grave, right? That is the part that's really magnified there. There is this component to the descent, though, that is standing out as no, this is actually the point. It's impossible to rise if there is not a deficit in topography to allow us to rise, right? So it's kind of moot if there isn't a descent. All right. Let's get into this a little further. Where do we want to go here, Oracle card wise? Want to go right into animals? Okay. Interesting. All right, let's do it. So, can we talk a little bit more about this message, please? The path at this point for all of us. What's going on? What do we need to know here? The bat. Oh my god. Well, look at there. Isn't that Ganesh? Came through in my last collective reading here, being the gatekeeper. We're at the freaking gates, you guys. Oh my gosh. So Ganesh here to start. The obliterator of obstacles. I had a subscriber also say, they're not the gatekeeper, they're the obliterator of obstacles. Actually, they're the same thing. And Ganesh is also representatory of, again, Jesus. It's almost like the story's been told throughout our time, right? Because it has. The gates that Ganesh is gatekeeping or protecting is to the divine realm, to the god and goddess above, within, without, right? It's not to be like we are not allowed to have access to that. It's meant to be a point that we cross, very similar to Inanna going through the 7 chakras here. We can't just like, we did it. I did everything I need. Everything has to be intentional. We're approaching a threshold, we're approaching a gate, and we're doing something intentional to work through unlocking that. It is our birthright to be in this space, but the whole point of being here is to show that we can do that. The descent, you guys, descending into the madness of being a human being. So the path here in general to start, we have the bat. And I'll kind of use both of these cameras, but I'm trying to use more of this one up here. The bat, this is being able to see in the dark. So this is interesting with the moon there too. It can be using your senses to see something that's not visible. So as we're descending into the shadow, into hell, there is no light there. There's no light to produce vision. The bat uses echolocation in order to sense or to see or to feel. There's also, as we're talking about the morning star coming back with Venus, there's a note to the bat here that says to wait for the sunrise, to wait, hold on. There's something to be seen in the process of the day coming back, and the bringer of day, the gatekeeper, all of this has come through my last few collective readings here. So this is interesting. I love this. What is blocking this energy for us right now? Besides Ganesh, because Ganesh is going to be, they're an obliterator of obstacles, but they can also provide an obstacle as a way to blow through an obstacle. So let's say we get to that gate, right? We get to the third eye here, upward towards the crown, so that we can start entering the kingdom of heaven, the seat of God. If we're not ready, resonance-wise, frequency-wise, to enter that area, we will be stopped. What does that blocking cause for us? Maybe frustration, annoyance. Maybe we've been able to access it before. That pressure is intentional. That pressure is to show us where something needs to be released. So if you're experiencing that, it's not about, I keep getting this message of like, and I've been trying to verbalize it. Thank God, Mercury's in retrograde, great time. But like a Chinese finger trap is the best that I've been able to get out of this, but needing to relax, needing to stop putting a force onto something to push through it. There's a request here to fall. There's a request here to descend in order to, interesting, defying gravity was that song from Wicked. Again, we look at ascension like we're defying gravity, we're flying off here. There's also a way to defy gravity in the other direction. And this is the component that's being highlighted right now, even cosmologically speaking. Okay, what is blocking this energy? The cosmic cake. The crown chakra. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I feel we're looking more at the root chakra here. There's a need to, not that we're talking about heaven and hell being physical places, okay? It's the light and shadow. But there's a need to ground into that concept of the underworld so that we can connect here. Anything else there as far as blocked energy? The whale. Okay. So some deep emotions that Cobra's been coming out here a lot too. When the student's ready, the teacher will appear. There's also a pause or wait on the Cobra here. What I feel is that there's a lot of pressure right now, like I said, and there's going to be here and there, hither, thither, and yon. While Venus is doing her thing in the underworld, while Inanna is breaking through those 7 seals and being resurrected, it's crunchy. It's a crunchy period of time. Mercury is also retrograde, right now. Inanna sends for Mercury to gain assistance from Enki. If you don't see me in 3 days, get some help. That's the whole thing. It feels like right now we're kind of reaching out to get that help outside of ourselves. I'm drowning. Help me. And I'm not making light of, I know that there are situations where there are things like that. There is a request here, and I know this sounds so weird to even say, like to let ourselves drown. What does that mean? Oof. The whale is an individual who can dive deep into deep emotions. What I'm seeing is a little terrifying, actually. There is this like whale creature that is, it almost looks like it's on the other side of another eye. That's interesting. This creature is meant to be engaged with this entity, but this is something that we're working to avoid. Like what I'm seeing is this gasping above the waterline here to survive. And what we're being asked to do is take one deep breath and go down and let go. Drown. And I want to explore that a little bit further because that does sound really extreme, Spirit. What do we need right now? I knew this was going to come out. The unicorn. Raccoon at the bottom here too. It's time to change faces, you guys. Change superpowers. So the unicorn, this is the third eye. Here we go, right here at the gateway. Being what we need to be ready to get through this gateway. Like I was saying in the last collective reading, and I'll post it at the end here. I won't go too far into repeating it. There is a crucial component that the fear or the drowning plays in this process. And skipping that step is just it's not acceptable. We can't do that. We can't get to where it is that we want to go here in the kingdom of heaven, however you want to look at that, if we're not allowing ourselves to descend into hell. And this isn't something that I mean like, oh, whatever your construct, God, universe, whatever source, I will be protected as I go through hell. That's not what this is about. The light and the shadow are not good and evil. And I feel like that's what this is about. We're being shown or breaking down that construct surrounding the light and the shadow, that there is a good and that there is an evil to it. It is inherently divisive and does not fit together in a congruent way within ourselves or without, which is what we're doing here. So until we can assimilate that and understand that the light and shadow have both good and evil aspects potentially to them, we're going to be stuck in this dance of fear. Interesting. Okay, let's move a little bit further here. You want one more of these? Let's look forward to. Okay. Ooh. I love that actually. Elk and Gazelle coming through here. So elk is the divine masculine principle. Protection is kind of what I'm getting from that as I was saying that. You need to know that you are safe. We're safe here. It is safe. It is safe to descend. It is safe to jump in. It's safe to drown, which, like I said, is weird to say, but it is. The gazelle, this is a comfortable home healing environment, good food, that sort of thing, taking care of yourself. This, I feel like, is what, like I said, what comes next, right? We got to do this shit first, though. We got to do the really uncomfortable stuff before we come into this. It's like a really classy, high-end caliber of safety, protection, opulence, care. I do see that as kind of divine feminine and masculine energies here. Okay. All right, where do we want to go here next? You want a starseed, 2 starseeds, and we'll get into some tarot as well. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. So, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory there. I've been talking a lot about like addictions and things recently, especially. This card talks about this too. If there's anything frequency-wise that is unaligned, it's got to go. It's got to go. This is what's keeping us from being able to enter the throne room. And back to like my first, I'm going to put this in the Galactic Royalty series here too, but the first Galactic Royalty reading that I did, it's talking about the throne room here from which we are creating everything. And there is this distraction while we're here. Not that it's a bad thing to have possessions, but if that is the sole driving purpose of being here, we're missing the boat. We're missing the mark on what it is that we did come here to create. We're forgetting the magnitude of creative potential that we actually have. What I'm hearing is it's almost offensive. Interesting. It's almost offensive to use it only for that. And I'm not saying don't manifest money or homes or, anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. It's important to master earth energy too. But if we get stuck there, then we're not ascending, right? That's what I'm getting from this with the lifting of the veil is we're learning that we can master that and that there's more to it. There's more beyond it. Okay. Trust the timing for sure. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. I feel like this is something, especially for those who align with the term star seeds, probably feeling that way a lot recently. Don't give in to that fear, okay? That's the ego. Yeah, time is running out for the ego to a degree. It'll be okay. It's okay to drown. Oh, interesting. I see. So it's not like, obviously, physically drowning. It's that sensation of going against our own natural survival instincts. Logically, we know we need to let ourselves sink to the bottom here. But physically, egoically, it's saying, no, right? That's quite the battle. Yeah. G.I. Joe. What else here, please, for the collective? This is kind of an interesting vibe here for this reading, you guys. I was told not to do an extended on this, so this is a one-off here. What do you want? Bottom? Big picture thinking. Okay, that's come through here too. And portal. Yeah, no, we are in a portal. Doors are opening. You decide rewards and wild card. So in the eclipse that we're in right now between the south and north nodal eclipse, we are in a portal. We're a 2-week portal here where we can move somewhere in an extreme way from where we are right now. This requires us to let the fuck go. Let it go, to let it go. And I know even just saying that, I'm just getting all these questions like, yeah, but and this, that. No, nope. That's the whole point. The descent is the point. When we sink here with the whale, when we fall from a great height, it isn't about trying to recalibrate or land in a specific way. That's already been decided. From the point that we exited from wherever we were standing to where it is that we're going down, that's already been established. Our job right now is to let it go. And that is terrifying. That is terrifying. And nobody said it wasn't going to be scary. Okay, big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. There's a lot of portal imagery coming through here. What I'm seeing is kind of like falling backwards or forwards kind of all over right now through these mirrors. mean, these can very much be dimensions themselves. It feels like what I'm seeing is that scene in Doctor Strange with Wanda, where they trap her in that mirror dimension and she's able to get out through puddles and mirrors and things. And she makes her way through, and she basically, her body's like broken to shit, but she held herself together because she had to push herself through these dimensions. This is kind of what I'm feeling here, which is extreme, Spirit. This is already planned. Ooh, this is already planned. Interesting. So this is a component where, okay, because in the movie there, she used her ability or power to hold herself together to get through that. No normal person would have been able to. In this example here, as the galactic royal that you are, this was always a part of the process. And this is difficult to conceptualize as a third dimensional being because we're not meant to. We're not meant to. And this is where, okay, this is where that trust and letting go, it's the human. The human brain is trying to make sense of all of this. And the reality is it doesn't make sense from a human standpoint. And for that to be the answer for the ego is not acceptable. That's not an acceptable answer for the ego. And yet here we are. There is a sense to it, but not from the standpoint of the human experience here as far as this falling through portals goes. Interesting. Okay, let's examine that a little bit further here, please. Which tarot deck do we want to do? Thoth? We'll do Thoth. I want to go a little bit further into this. Drowning is standing out to me here. Can you tell me a little bit more about this? Can we explain this a little bit more? What does the drowning look like? Death, yeah, okay. Yes. Ten of Swords here too. Yes, that feeling of going through these mirrors, like I was saying, it is absolute ruin. All pain, no gain. But with death coming through here. So the drowning is the transition, you guys. This is the descent into hell. Perfect. As Venus is doing this, like I said, there's not much more that we need to do than to follow the energy that's already present. The story's already been told. Interesting. The groundwork's already been laid out as far as that goes. Our job here is to let go and let death do its thing. We can try to avoid it, and we can maybe for a period of time, but then that's when the tower energy comes through and says, I gave you a due date. I'm pretty sure I didn't stutter. I think there are two other cards on this here, please. These two? Knight of Wands and the Hermit. Chariot here at the bottom too. So faith, you guys, there is this forward movement that's happening here. Helios, the sun, coming back, that morning star coming back into the sky. But there's some stuff that needs to happen here first. That star, from the song there too, is inside the Hermit's lantern here. This is accessible. I'm going to show this camera because there's an egg here with a snake wrapped around it. Very similar to that crown chakra card here. The star represents the 8-pointed star, especially. This is Venus. Well, hey. This is the truth that comes from inside. Heaven and hell, oblivion, the void, ascent, descent, this all exists inside of us. It's not an event that's going on outside of us. And the hermit knows this and sees this when they choose to recluse and see this. Inanna, Venus, Jesus, made the decision to do this. And this is exactly what we're going through here too. The decision must be made. The decision's already been made. But there's another point, like a checkpoint, where we have to say, yes, I'm ready to follow through what it is that I agreed to participate in here energy-wise. With the Knight of Wands coming through here, this is like, I feel this major reinvigoration of your creative energy. Inanna is the god of fertility, war, right? Ishtar, similar. Jesus too, okay? Being around springtime, it's all about renewal and rebirth. So this is something that really lights this creative fire back inside of us so that we can rise into the western sky as the morning star again from death. This is perfect. I love this. Okay, where else do I want to go here? I feel like this, the lifting the veil is standing out to me here. Another animal card. Okay. Why are we going here? What's going on? Lifting the veil. Horse. Then back to the cobra here again. When the student's ready, the teacher will appear. It's also a pause, like I said. With the horse coming through, this is an master energy of meditation and action, basically divine feminine and divine masculine. Know thyself. Okay. It's impossible for us to know which frequencies are unaligned unless we're aligned with our own rhythms. And this includes physical, mental, emotional, spiritual balance. And that's what this is talking about. I'm getting journaling is something especially that's standing out on this. I know it's not glamorous work, but it's the work that needs to be done to identify what's going on inside of us. We can't come out of hell unless we know how. Yeah, unless we know where we are as far as hell goes. And it's so different to express what you've been through or story wise to somebody else, counselor, friend, whatever, than it is to write down in your own words that's irrefutable to yourself. Like we can argue with ourselves, but I feel like that's why I avoided it for so long. Was somewhere inside I knew that that was the secret. That was 2555 on the timer, 555 major change. There was no way for me to bullshit myself if it's me that's saying it, right? And this is the same for you guys. Okay. Anything else on that, please, Spirit? Ace of Wands. Yes, I was seeing this Ace of Wands because of the fire here on the Knight of Wands. I love it. This is the Magician's Wand. And this came through in the last reading too. So having access to this infinitesimal creative potential ability. This is an explosive amount of energy too. It feels like maybe in Dragon Ass, right? I know I have. I've been so tired, so tired recently. I feel like coming through the underworld here allows us to come back online. Don't stop, get it, right? Being able to tap into that energy of the magician so that we can actually manifest, move into that chariot potential, move the whole ass sun across the sky. Ooh, I love that. What about the potential here? What about the potential here? A crow. Potential. Direction. Ooh. What I'm getting from that and commitment. What I'm feeling into that is the winds blowing in every direction. Your ship can be taken anywhere. And I'm seeing that's an interesting, like the fabric system of the sails can be changed, almost like a polarized lens where you can turn it and the light will come through where like it's a specific kind of grid system. For those of you that are following me here, we can fine tune how it is that we fabricate or install these sails to take advantage of specific headwinds, but they're all present at the same time. Kind of seeing this as like a sewing needle here too. What about that? Choice is what I'm getting from this, okay? We have the choice. 7 of Cups. It's time to make a choice, the Hierophant here too. There is spiritual ascension that comes through with the Hierophant. Debauchery is the Thoth deck here for 7 of Cups. Traditionally, 7 of Cups, we are tapped into imagination land here. We need to make a decision. There's like a gridlock, or being frozen for choice. In this situation, I do feel like connecting to anything aligned must go. There is an experience where we've gotten caught up on something that feels good, or at least did at one point. something that's moving into more of an addiction or something in line of hedonism, right? The only way to adjust that is to make the decision to adjust it. And we can't change that unless we know that it's there. And we don't know it's there unless we allow ourselves to descend, to completely let go into hell, into our hell. We only get stuck there. Maybe you already are stuck there. What is stuck? What is stuck? Sure. What is this? What is this? Chatter about stuck. I feel like that's just coming through here as some levity, okay, towards where it is that maybe we do feel stuck. There are things that feel intense, and I'm not diminishing any of that. I would like to magnify the reality that there is still a positive and a light, and not to be toxically positive surrounding that if we do fall too far into hell, into the underworld here, and forget that we asked Mercury, right, to go help save us, okay? That there is help that's out there, there is a change, and it will happen. Then we get lost. We get lost in hell where there is no time, right? Nothing major needs to switch in that vein except for understanding that there's another side to this coin, period. We can't accept this reality without also accepting that the complete opposite already exists. Now you can flip the coin. Ooh, okay. What does that mean? What is this coin? I mean, I know what the coin is, but oh my god. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the laugh. The devil. The devil. Oh my god. The shadow. Okay, we're going into the shadow, and I'm just like beet red right now. We're going to the shadow. Okay. To not be just like Capricorn, to not be afraid to scale that mountain face there. It may look impossible to defy gravity here, but to the sea goat, they know in them bones it's possible, and they're going to do it, no matter what you think about it. But art coming through here. This is like temperance. So I'm asking, what is this coin? It is the extremes. It is alchemy, you guys. Transmutation. This is always within our ability to do. This is they're mixing things up here. They've got just the right amount of ingredients that are needed, very similar to the magician there, the mages. There's something that we're putting together here, and we're being asked to remember that we're the ones putting the ingredients into the cup. This is not a force outside of us. This is not God. This is not Satan that's coming through and dishing things out. They're both us. We're the ones here in front of the cauldron, okay? We are Inanna. We are Ishtar. We are Jesus. Take it to the bank. That's what we're being shown here. And I feel that this is where we start taking our power back in a major way, too, is understanding these archetypes are the same divine archetypes that exist within us. I feel that's challenging for some people, though. And that's okay. That's okay. I've been there, too. Anything else here on the art card, please? Three of Swords, sorrow. With unbearable sorrow. So here's our heartbreak and loss. There's something, I feel like with Inanna descending into the underworld there. At each gate, she had to release something, a power, a piece of jewelry, something that gave her strength and took away from her divine ability. That's what I feel like this Three of Swords is signifying. We have to be willing to release our attachment to the story that we've participated in order for there to be a new story. Otherwise, we come back from the underworld dead, still dead, until we hit that next cycle where we have the opportunity to actually release everything that we have put around us to feel safe or powerful. It's terrifying. What do we get for this if we do this? Want an alchemy? Okay. We look at an outcome of this, because this is scary. This is scary to let go of everything that we know. What do we get in return? What's in it for us, right? What's in it for us? Like I said, I'm not going to do an extended on this. Oh my God, you guys. Okay, you're going to want to do this, all right? The peacock's tail comes out here. So this is like multi-dimensional sight. Sight unseen is something that's been coming through some of my collectives here recently too. Moving from monochromatic sight to diverse technicolor. I love that coming through here too. I'm not interested in challenging anyone's belief system. I'm just sharing with you what I know and what's coming through here. These archetypes and deities through whatever pantheon have all been explanations of what it is that we are experiencing inside of ourselves through time immemorial. It doesn't matter what language we speak or what time frame we popped up in, that archetype will exist, and so it does. To be able to identify it for what it is, this is what allows us to get into the throne room. This is the resonance or frequency that Ganesh is requiring in order for us to tap into those divine realms, to step into that empty room and create from nothing. Whew. That's exciting. So what, grab one of these here too. A little bit more here on the peacock's tail, please. The sight. Water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. And inner earth, you'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. I do feel like this is a little bit of encouragement, just like, I get it. We're hitting the rocks on the way down. Me too. You know, I'm certainly not outside of this experience, y'all. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. I feel like this is actually an opportunity to lean more into those things here too, because we're gonna need it. I know for me, you know, being as very tired as I am right now, is there's a lot of energy and things that are moving through and changing. This means that the vessel needs a little bit more attention. Totally, totally. As this sight comes through, this is not an ability or frequency that we're really like used to as a human being. This is a little bit more of the godhood. This is a little bit more of that divine experience where we come from, that's now starting to assimilate into this experience more. The human body, if you want to look at that as ascension, I don't like to talk about it that in that way because we're not really going anywhere. But this is a frequency shift. The vessel needs to be able to house this energy, the ability to see different colors. The human eye doesn't have the ability to see these colors or wavelengths in the way that the God realm does. So this requires us to go slow and to take care of what is needed, repair and rest wise. Anything else on that, please, Spirit? Bottom here. 7 of discs, okay. And Knight of Cups here at the bottom, which is King of Cups. So there is a need here to, like the crab is being shown up here in the chalice, there is a need to release this need, the need to release the natural response. That's kind of what I'm getting here from drowning, to protect. This is counterintuitive right now. Not that we're, you know, making ourselves, what is the word? Vulnerable to people where we're going to be hurt. That's not what this is about. This is making ourselves vulnerable to the divine energies, okay? Releasing control in that way. With 7 of discs coming through here, failure. There's this fear of failure. What it is that we have planted won't grow into what it is that we want it to be, or just won't grow. Are we going to be able to feed ourselves next season, right? These are the fears that we're being asked to release into. Not to say like, oh, yeah, these are going to happen. What happens when you still strive to manifest the world and life that you want, while also understanding that fear is not going anywhere? Yeah, there is a chance that something catastrophic could happen. That's real. Yeah. Yep. And if anyone's here telling you that's not real, they're a damn liar. That is what it is to be human. There is no guarantee here, except for you will have more power when you step into yours than you will not having it. You will be slave to success or failure outside of yourself more than when you step into owning your power, taking responsibility for what the fuck you actually are, which is a divine entity. Okay? You heard? You heard? This is counterintuitive, like I said, to release, but this is what we're being asked. You will come back. You will rise again. Okay? Eight of Swords here too, interference. Get out of your head. It's dangerous up there. Okay, I'm gonna pull, let's see, which one of these and one of those. Okay. Couple oracle cards here to close this out. So the Talisman Oracle here, please, Spirit, for the collective. 3939 on the timer. Financial security, you guys. Oh, love that. Love that. This is navigation too, some direction. This is kind of what I was talking about there with manifesting the empty room. Like, it's not that we're not yes, manifest riches, manifest money, you know, we need that here in this realm. But if that's where your stopping point is, why did you even come here? That is only meant to be a stepping stone. Once you're able to master that manifestation of earth energy, you have the entire cosmos ahead of you. Don't stop there. But this is a reminder here, though, that, yeah, oh yeah, sure, this is available. You can be taken care of. This requires you to fall. This requires you to let go. So, Medicine Heart Oracle here, and then we'll close out this message, please, Spirit, for the collective. Ma'at. All right. Yeah. Okay, read this to the camera here. A divine reordering is unfolding in your life, manifesting as an inner stirring and spiritual push to give expression to something hitherto inchoate. Courageously and confidently commit to your manifestation, seeing through unsteady beginnings as this newness grows into fullness. Something beautiful and true is meant for you. Fearlessly and fully embody your process with trust in the ultimate blessing to be bestowed. Yes. Separating from that fear, or seeing fear is there. Yep, I see ya. You haven't paid rent this month, right? Like, yep, I know you're not going anywhere. We have got to adjust our relationship to fear if we're going to step into the baddies that we are, okay? I love you guys, and I hope that this message is helpful. If this did resonate with you, please like, share, comment. I'd love to hear how it does. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to take you guys along on this journey with me. So take care of yourselves, everybody. I'll see you all very soon. Be well.